Exciting.
Where are we at? 1 hour and 30 minutes in. So this week, the Bigwig crew takes stock of 2022 so far, checking in on our most anticipated games and how we're tracking on our gaming resolutions. 2022 most anticipated. So we've got it on the screen for us. It's like a sea of red, which means delayed or out of 2022. And by the way, we were trying to be realistic about what we thought was going to be in 2022 in general from memory, right?
One of mine wasn't, but we'll get to that in a sec.
Okay. But I think in general, we were trying to go, okay, these are either confirmed for 2022. In most cases, I think they were, or is like very far along, probably should be fine. And, we've had wars that have actually delayed some of these games as well. So, Mike, do you want to run through yours?
You're on mute.
Where are they?
I feel like we're in a fucking remote call.
Can you guys see my screen?
No.
Okay.
What do you mean? Can I see your screen? Why would I be able to see your screen?
Because we're in a remote call. I'm making a joke. Okay, so what did I have? I had the day before.
That you didn't know was an MMO.
Whatever. Now I know.
Anyway, that was delayed anyway.
That was delayed, so don't care anymore. All good.
Oh, so you just over it altogether.
We'll see what happens next year. Forspoken, which you just spoke about in the previous segment.
You forspoke
about the
foreshadowed the
Forspoken.
Forspoken. Yeah.
Gran Turismo 7 that came out.
And how did you find it?
Very disappointed. Bloody hell. So pissed.
You boycotted it, sold the game, and then rebought it.
Sold the game and then I rebought it at a higher price than I bought it for originally. That'll teach him.
I love the journey so far on these 3 games. Don't remember the game. The game got delayed and I hated the game.
So we had the Callisto Protocol. No, I don't. That's not coming out anymore. Do we know?
It is. Yeah.
You genuinely are not watching the show.
Yeah, Callisto Protocol's still coming.
No, I
think
do,
it's
but-
December.
It's December.
Yeah.
Okay, so
We spoke about how it's December and then Dead Space Remake's
Something
coming
doesn't
out,
have a
Jan.
color. That means it's still coming this year.
Yeah, I know.
Officially.
I thought it was.
But we know the dates. It's December and then Dead Space Remake is coming out January 2023.
Yeah, cool. Okay, got those two confused. And then, of course, disappointingly, Stalker, but totally understandable. Stalker 2, given what's happening. And you know what? They can take their time and
what's
release
happening
it when they want to release it. So not disappointed by that at all. Disappointed about what's going on.
They're Ukrainian devs, so obviously they can't.
And they're
do the
literally
work they need to
fighting. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like they had a really cool YouTube clip or Instagram, whatever it was, where it's like, the head of quality assurance and he's got a bloody machine gun or something. Like
hell,
that
man.
is so real, man.
So the question I have for
imagine
Mike,
that.
is there anything... It's not like it's not like, oh, let's swap things out. It's more... With knowing that like a lot of these games are moved and everything, is there anything else that you're excited for that you kind of, would almost sub in if that was what we were doing? Any other games coming this year that you don't have to have one, I'm just asking.
No, I'm just trying to think. Nothing,
Games?
No, nothing
What are
really.
games?
Games? What are games?
Car Mechanic Simulator 2022.
What? Yeah, if they had Car Mechanic Simulator 2022, I'll be all over that shit. No, I can't think of anything else.
Right.
Is there anything you guys think I would be really into that I should swap?
That's an interesting inverted question.
Plot twist! Ah!
Last of Us remastered remake part 1.
Nah. I'm not going to pay for that.
It's only
I don't know,
$150.
God of War? Like, didn't you not like? You're not a God of War?
No, I did, but I still need to finish the first one, so I'm not excited enough until I do it. And then I'll probably be really excited when it comes out.
How about you?
I stand by my anticipated games ultimately. So Mario and Rabbids, Sparks of Hope Part 2, whatever. Very pumped for that. We'll get that day 1, and I'm looking forward to that. It's interesting, the new combat. I'm really interested to see how that plays out. I hope that it's not dumbed down. Starfield, that's delayed, but still hold to that. That's anticipated. 100% that's anticipated. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, that's an interesting one. So I went full 360 on that one. I was sort of like, this game's shit. And then I got it for like $40. So I was like, how can I not buy this if I can get it for like $40? I'll get it. And then I played through the whole thing and I'm like, it's not bad. It's not bad.
This game's shit. How can I not buy it for $40?
No. Hey, no, hang on. I'll clarify. It's, number one, it's a first-party Nintendo game. If I don't like it, I could sell it for more money than I'm buying for $40. Number two, and I said that at the time. Number two, I knew I had this in my most anticipated game. So I felt like it's $40. It's basically like I'll make money if this is a shit game because I'll sell it for more, trade it in for more. So I thought, you know what, I have to play this game, given that I put it in the most anticipated, and it turned me around. It was a 360. I was excited about it. I didn't like it. Then I got it and I liked it. You know,
Story of redemption.
yeah, I'm happy to be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong, Swinny. Try it sometime.
All right. So,
And then
all right. Actually, I'll let you say the next one.
Steam Deck. Now, I did think that this should be coming out this year. I was excited in Australia.
So
But that's
I
not gonna
marked it
happen.
as green
Yeah, why is it green?
because
Yeah, I think it's delayed. I think you have to say it's
officially the Steam Deck is released, just not in Australia. So I wanted to. I went to the authority on this to check what I should
Gabe?
color it.
Gaben?
The authority was Joe Jives, and
Oh.
he believes it should be
Oh.
green. It's officially marked as released this year because it came out in other regions.
No, but you have to go.
No, you can't dispute with the king. Joking.
Well,
Jives.
you don't even believe that he beat Battletoads.
Joking.
So
Jags. Who may or may not have finished Battletoads, yes.
wait. But if you go back to the
what
actual
was- yeah,
show,
what was the
I'm pretty sure
actual
it was
resolution?
like I
Yeah.
think that not resolution, not a resolution.
Well, the
I
thing
was
you're
saying
looking
that,
forward
hey, I think this is coming out to Australia next year. I think that's realistic. Now, I don't believe that's the case. But it seems like it will be sold at EB Games if that's the case.
Well, they sold the other Valve.
Yeah,
Steam
pretty
stuff,
everything.
so-
Yeah,
I
like
actually wish I wish I kept my
Index.
controller.
the controller, like everything that they had. So the interesting thing is, like, we heard nothing about the Valve Index, and then all of a sudden EB Games is like, they announced in June last year, hey, you can buy the Valve Index and it's going to go on sale in August. So I think this one's kind of like, it could still happen technically, right? They could
Maybe.
have a like small pocket of shipments or something.
Why do you guys reckon they don't bother doing it in Australia? Is it the support problem? Is it because
Valve
they
is
don't want to put in
rich.
the support of?
But they don't have the distribution. They're not like a major publisher, so they don't have.
Yeah, but they've already done it through EB, so clearly they have the avenues to do it. Do they think they're just going to make a loss? Are they worried that units will get returned and they got to deal with international shipping? It's just not worth it per
Yes.
console.
Yeah, I think part of that. They're a relatively light company, right? They don't have that massive publisher base, and Australia is 2% of the global economy, right? It's nothing. It's like
But
rounding
but
error.
why not? Why restrict it then so you can't order it into Australia as well?
Well, because they can't even keep up with the US orders, right?
okay,
and that's
okay,
where they're
okay,
based.
okay.
So
I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, people still haven't got it, and they've ordered it like a year ago, day one. So, and then Mario movie, surprisingly delayed. I'm nervous about this movie, man. I'm nervous. Still no trailer. Swinny, Chris Pratt is Mario. So,
Oh.
yeah. All
I
right.
don't know. I'm still optimistic. But yeah, it's. I still love that you had that as your most anticipated game of 2022.
At least I remember mine. But
That's
go,
why
Swinny.
it doesn't say game. It says 2022 most anticipated. I don't
Yeah,
see the
thank
word
you. Thank you. It doesn't
game
say
anywhere
game. It
there.
doesn't say game. Yes, thank you. Thank
It
you.
used to.
Thanking
in the,
you.
In the old segment, it did.
Thanking you. Thanking you. Go on, Swinny.
So my one, first one was Elex 2, which came out. I love the game. I think it's great. My second one was Cyberpunk 2077 DLC, which got delayed to next year.
Well, Cyberpunk, something from Cyberpunk getting delayed? No way.
I know, surprise. The next one was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which was always going to be weird because I never planned to play it until all the content's out. So even though it's anticipated and the game came out, I haven't played it yet. But then my last two, Starfield, which obviously got delayed, but my one that was like honestly stupid. to
Yeah, I know.
say,
Why'd you have that on there?
It was because there were reports coming out from like
Nah,
Windows
don't
Central.
believe
and I'm
the
like,
rumours.
I kind of, if I put it in here, it
Don't
gives me
believe
hope
the
that Avowed. But we haven't seen it.
Sometimes all we
Avowed
need
yet.
is hope.
I'll scratch out Mario movie and I'll put Elder Scrolls 6, all right?
And to be clear, none of us had Elden Ring because we had that in the previous year's most anticipated, so we kind of just admitted that.
And
But,
I think we
in
all
terms
said
of-
that it would be in
given
our top
for us.
5. We all had it in our top 5.
Yeah, so for me, like honestly, the stuff that's like remaining of the year, I had a quick look at like what's coming. The Hellpoint DLC comes out in 2 days, so
Nice.
cool. Try that.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
there an update to it at the same time or something? So if I jump into it now, did they update anything else as part of that?
No, so on that when that DLC comes out in 2 days, it's also the next gen updates as well.
Excellent. Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good time
Still
to go.
Rising comes out in 8th of September, so I've really soured on my hype for that game because it seems like it's not like I've talked about before. It's very much a Souls-like. It's not a traditional Spiders RPG. So I'm kind of like, oh, see where I land on it. But I'm still going to definitely try the game.
You love spiders, you love Souls-like. Could be a really good marriage, so might be
Combat's
good.
not the thing I love about that game.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, that's what you said about it. Right?
Star Ocean Divine Force, we talked about last week. Like, that's really on my radar now. That's coming 26th of October. And the last one, and we don't have an exact release date yet, but is Return to Monkey Island. That would easily be on my most anticipated game list if I knew it was coming out then. So, yeah, that's...
so we're talking about refreshing the game.
No, I'm just talking about, like, the whole thing was just, okay, this is a mid-year checkpoint.
Yeah.
What else kind of, like, that's why I was asking. And if you want to mention anything...
Well, I would just say that, like, I didn't anticipate Ragnarok was going to come out this year. I think I said that last year. I'm like, Ragnarok would be there, but I don't think it's going to come next year. So that's kind of, like, on there. I'll definitely play that early. And... yeah, I think I was toying with Splatoon 3, but I'm really pumped about Splatoon 3 now. So, that's definitely my number one for the rest of the year that we know of.
And that's September, isn't it?
Yeah, September 9th, Friday. So, unless there's something left field that, like a Metroid Prime remaster or something like that, or remake, that would be then number one. But I can't really think of many other things that would be. So, how about you, Mike?
We asked him this question.
Oh, sorry, I missed it.
Nothing,
And he couldn't think of
nothing
anything.
particular.
Okay. All right, let's.
So
do you want to jump into
the-
the resolutions?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the next thing that we were going to just talk about is we set a whole bunch of resolutions at the start of the year. We talked about them throughout the whole show, throughout the whole year on the show, and now it's time to take stock.
Bang! We're live.
Woohoo!
Yes.
Nice.
So let's go through the resolution. So I have finished the story of Ring Fit Adventure. I do like how we have the metric for it. So explicitly beating World 23. And then we've also got a point value for each of these. So 2 points. Like, I think that's a fair point amount. My second resolution is for 2022, have a positive ratio of games that I've clocked. Sorry, I've misspelled this. Clocked
That's better. Thank
games.
you. Clocked games. Thank you.
Yeah. Divided by bought games. And I've had to tweak some of the conditions. So the metric is finish the story. I guess roll the credits, clock the game. Can I just say clock the game?
Clock the game.
Clock the game. Clock the game. Clock the game. Divided by bought
We're bringing
games.
it back, baby. We're bringing it back.
DLC worth 0.5 value. Does that make sense? I'm kind of like going DLCs about half. Now, except for, I feel like Monster Hunter Sunbreak should be worth a full point because that's a fucking long ass game.
Yeah, I think that definitely would be considered a full game in this.
Oh god, how many asterisks is in bloody?
Except,
It's becoming a legal document.
oh no, this is like work.
Product disclosure statement.
All right, so that's worth 4 points. A little bit aggressive. No, it's 4. If I was to change it, I feel like a little bit downward pressure on that. It's maybe a 3. That's a bit of a 3-er, point-wise. And then third for me is significantly play all of the 2022 Game Awards nominees for Game of the Year. That one is that should be 5 for me because I barely have any time. And I'll go into like how I'm progressing on this. But how about you, Mike?
Yeah, so number one was to finish a modern Assassin's Creed game.
Yep.
Anything beyond Origins.
Yeah.
So that's just to clock it once again. Don't have to do 100%. Don't have to get everything.
That's the
just
metric, not
finishing the
100%.
story.
Yep. So
Yep,
can we
and
just do a quick check-in to see how you're progressing on that one?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty well.
Okay.
as
Yeah,
you can
pretty well.
see.
Pretty well so far.
Yeah,
So
collected lots of crickets on that one. Very, very good.
have you booted
Making
up
lots of
any...
progress?
You have.
I
Yeah,
have.
yeah, we spoke
Thank
about it on the
you.
show.
I booted it up on 3 different platforms. I've installed it in my bedroom console. I've installed it in my living
talking
room
Origins,
console.
yeah?
Origins, yeah.
And your toilet
in my
console?
living room console. Yeah, if I had one, I would. And I've got it on PC behind me as well. It's on all the platforms.
And how
Baby,
long have
I'm
you
ready to
played
go.
for? How long have you played it for?
I played the
Cumulative.
intro where you beat that guy. You know the one
Yeah.
I'm talking about, Swinny.
That guy?
Yes.
Yep.
6 times now.
Zeus. 6 times.
It's not
Oh,
Zeus.
okay.
Some I don't know. Some random dude. You
Yeah,
gotta
it's
beat
the
in
combat
intro.
tutorial.
but I kicked his ass 6
It's
times.
the combat. It's like Dark Souls, just the
Yeah.
fucking Abscess Demon or whatever it's
So
called.
I'm on track, baby. I'm on track. You know, on track. I say with this one.
Yep, doing well so far. That's worth
Yeah.
2 points, which I think is fucking generous, by the way. But all right, why did we say 2 points?
Given how I'm going,
Well,
it seems like a
It's
pretty big
because
effort.
we knew that he'd already played a bunch of the next one, so we wanted to
True,
rate the
differentiate.
next one.
Yeah.
lower.
So what's your second resolution?
Okay, so the second resolution was to finish The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Finally. Again, not 100%, but I know I'm probably going to
Clock
do
it.
100% when I do this one.
clock it.
Clock it.
Clock it.
Clock it, yeah.
Clock it.
In my mind, it meant finishing the Blood and Wine DLC and what's the other DLC, Swinny?
Heart of Stone.
Heart of Stone. So I felt like I had to do those. We only gave it
Damn
1
good.
point because it seems like such an
Yeah.
obvious thing to do,
Yeah.
but
Do you want to check in how you're going?
I haven't touched it since I put the resolution, to be honest. It's as dry as this.
It's a tumbleweed.
Try as
tumbleweed.
this. Just have to go there.
Picture of a tumbleweed, yes. So not going great, but it's still my resolution. And if you guys
true.
remember, my plan was to get into this when they had the new gen update for
Yeah,
it.
that's a good
So,
defense there.
That is
got
good defense. I
delayed
did
and
think of that. I
stuff,
didn't want to bring it
so-
up.
And that's a legit thing. I just didn't want to touch it until that was the case. So, and I plan on playing it between the Switch and the PC because you guys remember you can play it on both.
Yeah, I've
now
got it
and-
on the
just,
Switch.
just a heads
I've
up.
got it on the Switch.
That next gen thing does not apply to the Switch, so you could be.
No, I know it doesn't
playing
apply
that
to the
now.
Switch, obviously. And now,
Actually,
now
that's
the difference
true.
between
Does
the
that
two is
break
even going to
it?
be
No, but does that
more-
break it? Is it still
Oh, what?
compatible? That's
Oh,
we
shit, I
should
didn't
find
even
out
think of
about
that.
that. Yeah.
I might just have to play the current version then.
Yeah.
Shit.
Okay. Okay.
That's
Let me
annoying.
just check in to see how viable that is. Okay. Probably not. Yeah. Probably not going to happen. Okay. So what's your third
Okay,
resolution?
so
You're going well so far. I'd say 0 points.
Yeah, I guess 0 points so far. So the third one was to finish, aka clock. You can put clock instead of finish in
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
those.
True. Clock.
Get rid of finish,
Yeah,
put
yeah,
in
that's
clock.
a disgusting word. Finish.
I know,
Clock.
What am I, a gaming peasant?
Yeah.
So I was supposed to clock Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oops.
Now I started that. I got up to where I met the aliens with the 2 dicks coming off there.
Oi, oi.
I don't know.
Oi.
I don't know who they are. You know the ones I'm talking about.
Now-
Swinny.
Yeah, I
got-
can't remember their name.
I got to their planet though. And honestly, I'm struggling with this one. I really am. I just remember going, man, I just don't give a shit.
And I think we raised it in our chat, and you said, "Oh, I'm never fucking touching that game again."
I reckon I won't.
No relevance whatsoever this image. I will
That's the
say,
visual representation of.
It's a visual representation of how I'm going with this game.
I will say, Mike, it took me a while for it to click. I think there is a
Okay.
good game in there, but
So I should-
obviously, I'm not saying you should play. You should play it because it's definitely going to click, and you have to play because your resolution. I mean, it's up to you. But I think that at some point, that game does have stuff of value
Okay,
to
cool,
offer.
cool.
But
Look, it's still installed. I'll try to go back to it. I see how I go. It's just done. It didn't grip me at all. It felt like a chore to some extent. Anyway, so that's me. So yeah, I'm going great. Thanks for asking. How about you, Swinny?
so my
Do you want to start at your third one, Swinny? Because I've got visual stuff for the other ones.
Okay, yeah. All right. So my third resolution, which I don't have anything visual, was to complete a Soul Level 1 run at Dark Souls, which I did within the first week of the year. So
Impressive.
that-
Wasn't
that
even
got
that
ticked off a
hard. I
long
don't know
time
where you
ago.
got 4 points for that one because you made it look so easy.
Yeah, like he did it so well that we were both like, "Oh, is that actually not as hard as we're thinking it is? Should we try it?"
Nah.
I
No way.
kept saying it's not as difficult as it seems. So
Yeah, but
Well,
then
it is
but
to
then it's
us.
like, SNO. It's like you have to beat them without getting touched. I'm like,
No,
okay,
I
forget about that.
I wanted to use that special strat that meant I had to
Yeah.
couldn't get hit. But
Yeah.
there, I mean,
Good
you
achievement.
can do it.
Good
otherwise,
achievement.
But
Very good.
yeah, so that one was marked off a long while ago.
Nice.
But my I'll start. Should I start number 1 then?
Yeah, go for that.
Yeah.
So jump to
So,
the sheet.
Yeah, so I've talked about every show practically of the year, the fact that I'm doing these Game Pass games. So I'm trying to play every single Game Pass game added into the service in 2022. So as of the 10th of July, there's been 105 games added in. There's about 6 more dropping this week. Now, I've got a couple of criteria, like games that I've
These
already
numbers
played.
are right. Sorry. So Sorry. Okay.
Ah,
okay,
thank you.
okay.
I was wondering what the hell that said.
If I've
I
already
couldn't read
played
it.
a game or if it's an EA Sports title, then I'm not interested in playing it. And there's also been some weird things where they add a game, but it was already in there. They just added like the ultimate version. I'm like, well, that was already in the service. Goddamn it. But anyway, there's some weird things. Like there's a game that won't work for me. So at the moment, it's sitting in that list, but I want to try to figure it out.
Oh, what do you
It just
mean?
won't
It
load.
won't load on the Xbox?
No,
or
it's on
PC?
PC. It's only on PC. It's
Okay.
Total War. Total War Warhammer 3.
Oh,
I can't get
that's
it to
actually
load
one
the-
of the games that people are like raving about this
Yeah,
year.
I can't get it to load the campaign stuff at all. So anyway,
I might try that
look,
if you want to try it at the same time.
basically, it boils down to about 88 games that I have to play as of now, and I've tried 71 of them. So a good chunk, 81%. There's a whole
Pretty
bunch
good.
of games that I haven't played yet because they're ones I actually want to like. They're RPGs I want to spend a lot of time in, like the Shadowrun games that just came out. And there's a few that are like sequels, like Danganronpa 2 got added in. I'm like, well, I don't want to play that before I play the first one much, you know. Anyway, so it leaves about 17 games left so far, and I've covered 62 of these games on the show. So it's like that's not the
Impressive.
metric. That was originally Mike wanted that to be the metric, but then it's like literally it's so hard to find space on the show without
No, I
plugging
get
up
you. I
the
get
entire
you.
show.
I didn't do it to be a dick. I actually genuinely wanted to hear about these
Yeah.
games that I don't get to play.
But it
So
was
I'm
getting out of
trying-
control. It was getting out of control. It was
Yeah.
like games that he hated that, like, let's talk about it just because of enough comment from Mike.
Yeah. So, and I've completed only 6 of these games. So a lot of these games I
Sorry,
have
you-
not played.
I can't understand the word that you just said. Sorry.
Come what?
I
Come...
clocked.
Yay!
Thank you. Okay.
6 of these
Yeah.
He
games.
said the word. He said the
Alright.
word.
So I'm very happy with how this is tracking, but the only thing is like this is a constant up until like the last moment of the year. So if they go and add a whole bunch of games in the last week of the year, then I'm like, oh my god, you know,
Yeah,
so-
that's
Yeah,
my
but honestly,
that's my
if you
dream. That's my dream.
Yeah. I will give you most of the full points though. No, because I
Okay.
don't think that this isn't an absolute to me. This isn't a you only get your full 4 points if you do this 100%.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
No, to me it's like he still
Fuck
gets
off.
his three points at
Fuck
least
off.
if he
No
gets
fucking way.
most
It's
of the way
binary.
through.
Hey, Integot, we're not competing. Okay, we're not competing.
What,
What
me?
he is.
Competitive?
Anyway,
I'm definitely not competing
I would
with
just
mine.
one last comment I'll say about this that I have enjoyed this and it's definitely given me the whole point, which was trying out a whole bunch, getting out of my comfort zone. Right?
Yeah.
I would never ever recommend anyone to ever do this
Clocking games you've never clocked before.
because it's just a pain in the ass to keep track of all this stuff.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
Like
more
it's
than
actually
anything,
an
yeah.
admin is the where this is difficult.
There's
So,
a whole
anyway,
spreadsheet behind this. Now,
You need an administrator to help you with this.
I want
You should
to
hire
I
someone.
want a rule clarification here on this on the record,
Okay.
Mike.
Yeah.
What happens if a game goes on Game Pass, then gets removed from Game Pass, and he goes and
Freaking
buys
get
it
to
and
it?
plays it? Is that count or not? I don't think it should count
Why not?
because it's
Why would
it's
that not
games
count? It was
added to
Still
Game
within
Pass.
the year though.
It's
I
Game
played
Pass
a game that was
games.
added.
Yeah,
That's a
'cause it was
stupid
added.
thing to say. That is
Nah,
a stupid
I think
thing
I
to
think
say.
he's allowed. I think
That's
he's
just
allowed, and
stupid.
I will fight for you because I think even if you like, say for example that happens, and in the last 2 days on December 29th or something, they go and add 7 games.
Isn't that 3 days?
Oh, I don't know. And then you don't get to finish all of. I will still give you most of the points because
Alright.
it's you've
Now,
tried it
Swinny,
and you've. Wow, you're doing well.
If they do schedule to release like 10 games on the 31st of December as like a hey New Year's Eve or whatever,
Screw you, Swinny.
can I come down to Melbourne and can we live stream you trying to play all these games
Cram 'em in.
for the day? Can you agree to that now?
No, I'm not going to.
Oh come on, you're no fun.
Nah. Yeah,
You're no
nah,
fun. All
I'm
right,
happy
what's
to be
your
no
what's your
fun.
other resolution?
So the other one is my PlayStation pile of shame. So I what's
What's
so
the
basically-
metric on this? I want to actually go back to see what the
So
metric
to
is.
complete my PlayStation pile of shame, so basically it's 13 games that are PlayStation console exclusive.
Yeah.
And it can be from any generation, but you know, obviously I'm playing ones that I generally have access to, which are things I can play on the PS5. So at the moment, I don't.
Sorry, I was just fixing some spelling errors.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, at the moment, I've completed 6 games.
Oh,
So
I haven't seen this list
tracking-
before.
I'm
Exciting.
tracking just behind, but I've made a lot of progress. For instance, Tales of Berseria, which is in the playing row at the moment for anyone that's obviously audio. I've got some set up like games I've completed, which is 6. ones I'm currently playing, and then a whole bunch of potential games I might play as part of it. Tales of Berseria, I'm nearly finished that game, but I put it on hold for a while. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. But at the moment, I've completed the first Uncharted game, The Order 1866, The Last Guardian, Ratchet and Clank, Flower, and Knack, which I talked about in the show. And I'm currently playing a whole bunch of games. I was just playing Medieval before the show actually today. So,
Nice.
and a whole bunch of stuff. There are a couple of games in that list below that I don't own, but some of them are in PS Plus, which I'll probably lose access to.
Might I also point something out, which is that if we go back to the previous screen, please, to look at the resolution.
Yeah, let me just go back onto this. Yeah.
Might I highlight Exhibit A, Your Honor, which says 13 PS console exclusive games. Oh. Let's go back to the other screen, please. Jerry. I do believe that Horizon and God of War are no longer exclusive to the PS
they're console exclusive,
Console
you idiot.
exclusive,
I was
you
getting excited for you, you motherfucker. You idiot.
Why do they count?
You idiot.
What did you think I was going to say?
That was such a letdown.
That was awesome.
Well, I think it doesn't count because they're not
No,
technically
they're console exclusive.
No.
console exclusives anymore.
Look, I will always try to fuck over Swinny if I can. Right? But it's no way you could say that's not a console. They literally say console exclusive when they release on PC as well. No, that's I have to.
But how is it a console exclusive?
Of course it is, because it's the only console you can play it. That's not a console, you idiot. PC is not a console.
But I still think it shouldn't count. It's a
First of all,
technicality.
First of all,
you
when
disappoint
I
me so
made-
much.
Mike,
I was all
first of
for
all,
you.
when I made this resolution, we only knew about, I think it was Horizon and maybe Days Gone at that time. We didn't even know about God of War at that time, right? But I knew to put that in there because I knew that they were going to be releasing more of their games on PC.
You're always one step ahead of me, just like with the bloody run sheet.
Now I've got an interesting angle. I've got an
God,
interesting
you guys are just
angle.
always trying to pick my pieces apart. I'm here casually enjoying playing these games. Mike hasn't even fucking done any of his shit against his goddamn resolutions, and he's trying to pick me apart.
Now,
Goddamn, it's just
I'm
like
only
last year.
kidding.
Now, we don't know for sure. But this is interesting, people. Deathloop is believed to be a 1-year exclusive to the PlayStation. It will not count. It will not count.
I am probably not going to include that, but I put that as a potential. So
I shouldn't have flagged it. I shouldn't have flagged
Wait,
it.
I'm offended.
We could have blown him
I
up at the end
bought
of the
you a
year.
copy of that. Well,
No,
I bought you a copy of it and you're not even playing it.
Mike,
You don't play any game.
Mike, complete games. I might play it.
Clock, Mike, to
But not
translate.
finish it.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Clock.
There's a big difference between playing a game for a few hours versus actually sitting down the whole thing.
Man. I'm not going to get offended.
God,
just 'cause
you
didn't
guys
play
are
a game that I
assholes.
bought you. Okay, whatever, man.
Man, I'm just...
You know what? You once bought me a copy of Thomas is Alone. Whatever. Remember that one? Thomas is Alone.
Yeah.
Remember you bought me a copy. I never finished it. Yeah, take that.
This is just falling apart.
This is awesome.
Anyway, we also, like with Deathloop, that's a bit of a weird one. I thought it was actually like 18 months or something, but if it's a
No,
year,
that hasn't been
that's
confirmed. That hasn't been confirmed.
Yeah.
But it's going to hang over your head now.
But no, because if he finishes it before
Clocks
that
it, sorry.
happens, if he clocks it
Correction.
before that happens, it counts.
I would actually take the opposite
It would
thing.
not
I think
count.
it would
Of course it
drop
would
out.
not
I think
count.
it
Why?
would drop out of the contention.
No, I don't think
It's
it does.
adjudicated at the end of the year.
Yeah, but I would adjudicate for it. I think it still counts. He played it within. because he played it within the rules.
All right, Intergod, do you want to talk about your goals?
Yeah, I kind of went through all of mine and then forgot that I should really bring this up on the screen, so I'll do it quickly. I've produced this little map which shows the pace that I need to be running at for beating Ring Fit Adventure versus where I'm actually up to.
You fucking nerd.
So, you know what?
Great, I love it.
I could not find anything like this on the internet for some reason.
Ring Fit Campaign
I wonder
Tracker.
why.
No, do you know what? Because each of these is actually like a level in Ring Fit. Like, no one has done this work. I'm like
Man,
broken
you
all
must-
Are you
of
at
them.
all surprised that no one's done this before?
You must have been really bored on a work video call one day.
Pretty much.
Yes, boss. I'm working on that Excel spreadsheet.
So anyway, this is where I'm up to. I think I'm fine. Like I need to get. It's good. It's a good graphic. This is the best thing about good graphics.
Help us understand this graphic. So, race to finish.
So I've
game,
actually got all formulas here. See?
Oh my god, there's formulas in there.
So these have got all formulas, and they calculate basically where I should be up to. Which, like, you know, we're about halfway through the year. This is halfway through the levels. It's pretty obvious, right? And the green is actually what I've actually done. And then the red is the difference. This is where I'm behind. So this is the pace I'm behind.
Yeah,
Can I ask?
I don't know why you have two though.
How much progress have you made towards it in the last, let's say, 3 months?
Oh, I haven't touched it.
Okay. That's fine. I mean,
No, but I need to jump back
The
on. I
red
need to jump
bar.
back on.
Okay.
Ring
Why do you
Fit
have
is
two,
amazing.
though? I think you just need one diagram.
No, well, that's getting a bit hard. How am I supposed to do that? That's because one, I need to actually populate what I've done versus this is like that becomes too complex. This is the data essentially, and that's the representation. So
this is a half-assed diagram as far as I'm concerned.
oh yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah,
it's shit.
certainly not as good as your bloody tumbleweed picture and crickets and whatever the hell this thing is.
It's a squirrel, all right. It's a freaking squirrel with a
Did
pair
you
of
Photoshop it?
sunglasses.
Because it's poorly photoshopped as well.
I
This
did
is
not.
No,
you
you didn't
gotta
go to
figure
that
this.
effort. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know. What am I talking
You're
about?
gonna
He'll
that effort.
Photoshop random shit onto our show episode thumbnail, but he won't do it for this.
No, exactly. All right, so this is also my resolution around buying games. So these are all the games I've bought this year. And yes, I've already bought
like
Splatoon
this.
3. I've already bought
like this.
Splatoon 3, right? Versus the games I've clocked. So it just makes it really easy to see the games I've
good
clocked
ratio.
versus the bought.
You're doing so good, man.
Well, but I'm being a bit sneaky. So I'm trying to get in
Why?
games like A Short Hike, which is an amazing game. It's a great game. It's a great game.
Man.
Still counts.
Slay the Spire, I was surprised I actually beat that. Like, I actually got through one of the runs. So I'm like, okay. I rolled the credits.
It
I
counts.
clocked it.
Done. Clocked it.
And then, yeah, DLC, as I said, it's going to be half measure. So, like, you know, we'll figure it out that way. The only drama, I guess, that I have is I'll definitely like, I've ordered this in my order of desirability. It's an official title. I actually have already ordered Gotham Knights, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it because I got it for a good price. So I just wanted to lock that in with Amazon.
Okay.
Xenoblade Chronicles, definitely getting Mario and Rabbids. I feel like I have to get Horizon Forbidden West, and I'll explain that in a second. God of War Ragnarok, and then I feel like I probably have to get Hogwarts Legacy. So that gives me 5 games. So I'll need to beat at least 3 or 4 more games. And I'm
With
also
the,
playing these games, so.
With the amount of time you put into that bloody Cinder Shadow DLC for Fire Emblem,
Oh my gosh.
that should count as one bloody game.
Nah, no way. I have to beat it. But that's fucking.
No,
like,
if you
that
beat
thing-
it. I'm saying if you beat it,
Yeah.
it should count as 1, not 0.5.
I'll definitely be able to beat Sunbreak. I'm not so sure about Fire
So you
Emblem
try to tear my
Warriors.
shit down and I try to help you. That's a difference between us.
Well, hey, look at this one. It Takes Two. I bought this fucking game. I bought
yeah.
this fucking game, and no one wants to play it with me. Someone in the
played
chat
it already.
wants to play it.
No, I
played
think
it already,
it's. I think
so-
it's because the rest of us.
If you
clocked it
fucking played
already,
that game,
so-
I'm gonna get
I
so
played it
pissed.
with Joe Chives.
Yeah, I played it with my girlfriend and basically clocked it. So
No, you know what?
Is that
I'm,
what you call it?
I'm waiting for the remake to come out.
You idiot. So anyway, I feel like I'm tracking fine. You know, Shredder's Revenge.
Pretty
That was a nice little one that we could sneak in there.
yeah.
Nice little clock game.
question. What happened with God of War? You were playing that at one point.
Yeah, but
You didn't buy
it's
it,
on my
but-
backlog now.
Okay, right.
Yeah. I should get back to that because I was like a third the way through it or something like that.
Okay.
And then Game of the Year. So this is tricky. So this is just me shaping up potential games of the year. I have to say, man, like I went through all the games this year, and then I started looking at the patterns of what gets nominated, what doesn't. Generally, like Sims don't get nominated. I don't think Gran Turismo will get there. I think Horizon shouldn't be there, but like based on what's available, I'm not really sure.
I find this really interesting because we've never had that many indie games in a Game of the Year list before.
I know,
There's 3 of them there.
yeah, but I think like one thing is
Actually, 4. No, there's actually 4 of them there.
But I should call out, this is like looming in the shadows, yeah, right? God of War is going to straight away get in there.
Yeah.
Like, unless it's a disaster, which I don't see that happening. I feel like if Hogwarts actually comes out this year and it's half decent, just the gaming media, they love fucking Harry Potter, right? I feel like that's a lock. So you've got 2 of those games. I feel like Horizon might still sneak back in, right? So then all of a sudden you got like 4 out of the 6. And then I've got a sneaky feeling that Shredder's Revenge might be on the list. Because people are saying, oh, this is Game of the Year, and I think they're insane. But
So there's been 3 indie games that have ever made it in the list, and they were Celeste, Hades, and Inside.
yeah.
I love the Jeff Keighley. I think out of the ones you got there, the only one that feels like it's a monument, not as monumental as them, but the one that like has the feeling of that is probably Tunic. But even that, I think, is tricky.
I agree. But I agree with you, dude. But what else should be in there? That's the thing.
So I definitely think so. God of War to me is a lock, unless for whatever reason it sucks. To me, Hogwarts again. I think that's got a damn good chance
If it comes out this year.
I think Modern Warfare 2's got to be in there. Man.
I had that, but I got to a point where I'm like, I'm just putting games I like Splatoon 3 and Mario.
Yeah,
I think
no,
you're
that's
right.
fair
I
enough,
think you're
that's
right. I think this year is definitely a year that they. Can
And the
do
last one, I think I could see them go for something like Tunic, or I could see them go
Skull
for
and
something
Bones.
like no, it won't be Skull and Bones. I could see them going for. I don't think Gran Turismo 7 will get in there, but either that or something like
it, man.
if Callisto Protocol doesn't suck,
So I've got that on the list.
that's
might
the
get in there, yeah.
possibility.
like it's
Yeah,
something that's possible. Yeah.
yeah.
I
But
don't think
definitely
Gotham
Modern
Knights. Yeah.
I definitely think Modern Warfare 2 is going to be in the Game of the Year list this year. So
Yeah, I think this is a year if you got half decent game that's like, like Horizon Forbidden West, I don't think would have fit in any of the last few years, right? I think this year it's to me got a very strong chance that it's going to be in the Game of the Year consideration.
and let's be real, Elden Ring's bloody winning the award anyway, but that's not the point of this resolution.
Okay, but I will say this. If Hogwarts Legacy comes out and it's like a 92, I think it could win in Game of the Year. Because
I don't think anything's got a chance over Elden Ring.
Okay, all right.
That's sitting at like 96 on Metacritic.
It does, dude. Like that's not always been the winner, right? Like Resident Evil Village was the 100th ranked on Metacritic, 100th ranked game of last year, and it was one of the nominees, right? And it did win Game of the Year on a lot of publications.
I can't believe you're even making a case that it won't. This is wild.
No, I'm just no.
This is wild stuff.
I don't think any other game has a chance apart from Hogwarts Legacy. I think
I need my popcorn.
because the games media, they love Harry Potter, man. They're like so obsessed about it. And people like Elden Ring came out ages ago, so the super hypes died down. And there's a lot of people that didn't play it. Like they felt it was too hard. Like I'd listen to shitloads of podcasts and I'm like, I don't know, man. If a game that clicks with a lot of people like Hogwarts and it's a massive surprise and it's a huge hit, I don't know.
Heck, even
I can see
I
it,
might
man.
play that, and I'm not into
can see
Harry
it.
Potter.
I can see it. But anyway,
But,
now
yeah,
that
we'll
I've got
see.
this graphic, I can keep this up to date with our predictions. These are my predictions so far. But these games, I feel like all of these actually have an opportunity of falling out potentially outside of Elden Ring.
I could definitely see Neon White taking out the best indie game. That. I think that's where that kind of game would sit. But anyway, great so far. So yeah,
That's all of our. Only one of us have completed.
Good job, Swinny.
Oh look, I mean that's like I always knew that would be marked off pretty quick.
And we should also flag that, Mike, you have no possibility of winning now because Swinny's already got 4 points.
Yes, I do. He could screw the other up, and I could get 1 point more. I could break his legs or something, or his fingers. I could send someone over to break his fingers, and then he can't finish everything else, and then I can finish my stuff. I can pay someone to finish my stuff.
It's getting quite dark, Mike. All right.
I could still win this.
I feel like I better start. You said you're not competitive, and then you said that. All right.